Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading them around, goes to the high side, lets a couple of cars move through underneath, including Paul Menard, who's now at the head of this pack in his Richard Childress Chevrolet, 12th fastest in this session.
Like, I just think Dale Jr. wants to be absolutely sure in his mind that this car is going to be good for the race tomorrow.
Menard, winner of the Brickyard 400. I had a great conversation with him at the hangar shoot that Fox did earlier this week.
Paul says, I had fun being up front. I think I'm good now. Pulling it in. Casey Kane takes the lead now.
I like that little 38 car. David Reagan, he was over there last night. I talked to him for a few minutes. He's pumped up about this year, and he says, our cars are really driving and handling well. He said, that's why I can do what I'm doing.
And DW with the stage format, yeah, there's teammates, Landon Castle right behind him, and David Reagan. These guys work well together. I'm telling you, there's a very good chance they're going to score points tomorrow in one of these stages, as well as score some good points in the final stage for the Daytona.
We had a spirited conversation last night. Our producer, Barry Landis, sitting at the table, said, tell you who wins stage one? David Reagan.
He sure did.
And you know what? He's a really good plate racer, and I wouldn't bet against him.
I wouldn't either.
Well, you know, Barry's a former driver, and so he can relate. He relates to those guys. He gets that inside information, and they trust Barry that you know, he'll keep it to himself.
I've never seen anybody drive a Zamboni like our producer, Barry Landis.
You ought to see him drive an airtight. He's all over it.
Let's show you who has not practiced in the first half of this session. Now that includes all of the Toyotas except DJ Kennington, one driver who has been out with an extended stay now in the garage. Vince.
With Ryan Newman ran 16 laps. What were you looking to get accomplished today in those laps? I know you spent a good amount of time in the draft.
Mostly just leaks and squeaks. That's the first time we had the 500 engine in. Just making sure everything was right, tuned right, feels right, and a couple other changes just to make sure that we're ready for 500 miles tomorrow.
Looked like you spent a little extra time in the cockpit looking around in there. Was it a comfortable fit, or are you guys going to make an adjustment?
Oh, yeah, it's all good. Just making sure everything's right. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. Just going to make sure the Caterpillar Chevrolet's ready for tomorrow.
You know what it means to win the Daytona 500. What would it mean to do it again?
Well, after not winning for 3 years, it'd be really special.
It would indeed. Get that drought over with, right?
Leaks and squeaks, right? He just has an interesting way of describing things.
He has a unique sense of humor.
Very.
And he's an interesting guy to interview.
Engineering background, so you know, he certainly knows about all those components inside and underneath that race car, as well as how to drive it.
I asked him once, said, how many lug nuts do you really need? He said, 3 points to describe a plane. You could spend the whole next break thinking about that one.